Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AMZN nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, do me a favor, take a moment out. All I ask is take a second out of your time if you like what we're doing, and hopefully I'm pointing you in the right direction. All I ask is click a like, support the channel, and hopefully I will continue to do so. So let's talk about today. Yesterday, market basically rested. We talked about that. Yesterday kind of goes with the whole theory of the market was not overbought. Day 3 above the 50-day moving average. As you saw today, we resumed back to the upside. The interesting part about today's session was there was one headline, right? One headline that derailed a lot of the momentum that we saw in the morning. If you saw what the Qs were doing in the morning, pretty aggressive move up. I mean, really, really aggressive move up here. You could see by the first, couple of candles of the day. These are all hourly candles, and the Qs got up to roughly around 624. Again, that 607 level was a very, very big momentum shift in reclaiming back the 50-day moving average 4 days ago. And then all of a sudden, a headline came out that Amazon is rushing to put out its latest AI chip to compete directly with NVDA, with Google, and with AMD. And the ironic part about that headline is, everybody understands competition overall is good for the consumer, but obviously competition is not great for the individual companies. And after the initial kind of kick to the gut of, all these stocks, right? Aforementioned NVIDIA, Google, AMD, they started bouncing back, and then out of nowhere, it was like a balloon that was popped, literally popped. And, they got really hit off their highs. You can see AMD, we actually had a pretty good pivot in the morning, reclaimed back the 50-day moving average, ran up about $5, ran up above $5 into the 20-day. But you can see here, it had this big, big move, hit supply perfectly. And then this headline just absolutely took everything out of NVIDIA, not only giving back the 50-day moving average, it's almost now at a 4-day range to the bottom, which is, again, very, very aggressive. If you look at NVIDIA, for example, same thing. It was ripping. And then all of a sudden this headline comes out and the stock sells off about $4.50, $5 from its highs. Google, which again, guys, you can tell Google's tired, man. You can just literally tell here every single day as the market's rallying, it's putting in lower highs every single day. I really like this thing, especially if we have, if we have a downside day tomorrow. Again, we'll discuss that in a second. But you can see here on this 60-minute how Google was just rallying, just everything came out of it very, very quickly. And, that was odd, right? That was really, really odd. It's not like this is the first coming of competition in the AI chip sector, in the AI chip race. So it's very, very odd. This had such a very aggressive move, or at least aggressive reaction. Even a name like PLTR. PLTR was having a really, really good day, man. It was up like $8-9 when this news came out, and you can see it here. Like literally, it just everything, all the momentum came out of these chip names and all these AI names. And ironically, the Qs still held up really, really well, right? It held up really, really well, and it closed within a couple of bucks of its highs. But it got me thinking, right? It got me thinking that I started going through a lot of charts, and I said to myself, well, after all this happened, your antenna goes on. Again, I'm always prepared from both sides of the market. Okay, I am not a romantic for any symbol. If a symbol doesn't act well, and we'll get to a really, really aggressive day today for Tesla in a second. But when I see something just out of the ordinary, or as we talk about, maybe an outlier type of event or an outlier type of personality, I start, taking a step back and looking at a big picture. And I looked at a lot of charts going into today's close. Again, I get all my data on the previous night's research, and I turn around and go, well, where's the clear long tomorrow, right? Where's the clear long? Obviously, Apple, we talked about yesterday, broke out broke out, did exactly what Apple does, opens up red, reclaim back yesterday's channel, exploded again. We'll get to the pivots in a second. But I looked at a lot of these charts. I'm like, well, where's the value, right? Where's the value going into tomorrow's session on the natural longs? Yes, you got some names like Qualcomm that look pretty good, right? Look pretty good, attempting to reclaim back the 50-day moving average. You got Meta, for example, rested for the last couple of days after this really, really big move. No really big shake on Meta, holding up fairly well. And then you look at the names like, shouldn't have Amazon went absolutely out of its mind, right? Entering this AI chip race, right? The initial move was up, and then look at the sell-off, right? Look at the sell-off here, right back down, even lower than that PR. So it got me thinking, right? It definitely got me thinking a little bit more cautious for tomorrow. Not from the macro point of view. You'll still find names that look very, very good, right? Still, again, as long as we're above the 50-day moving average, you're always going to find something that's very, very strong, continuation of momentum. But if one headline made the tech sector kind of jitter, okay, I want to kind of take off the rose-colored glasses and look at tomorrow's action as a 50-50 proposition for individual setups. But there was nothing more, I think, creatively gone wrong today than Tesla. So let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. So I've been watching Tesla for the last several days. I'm sure a lot of you guys who trade Tesla for the last several days, you know how big that 50-day moving average was. So this morning, all the stocks were rallying for the exception of Tesla. Tesla was doing absolutely nothing, literally down $3, $4, $2, $3. And then finally, Tesla wakes up very, very aggressively. And if you look at the 60-minute view, you'll see what I mean, right? So here's the pre-market highs, the previous day's highs. So you have this really, really big move and started reclaiming back the 50-day moving average, right? So we talked about that if you look at the pivot sale, I'll kind of walk you through it. So 433.60s was the 50-day, right? So it gets above the 433.60s, goes to almost 437, right? Everything's good, right? Everything is good. Here's the issue, right? Here's the issue. Usually you see massive option flow coming in on Tesla when it's ready to reclaim a big level. We didn't see any of it, right? There was a big buyer yesterday who came in for the late December full 40 calls for about 3.4 million. Okay, we talked about that last night. But there was absolutely no call buying coming in whatsoever. Again, I'm very religious, correlating a big level to reclaim and a potential technical move, right? So Tesla starts moving up. I caught a couple of bounces on the retraces, blah, blah, blah. I made a couple of bucks, not a big deal. But then I kept on seeing it get heavier. So I kicked it out. Break even a couple of times, took a couple of bucks off of it, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, what's going on here? I go, number one, we're not getting any option flow. And number two, these spikes are getting stuffed very, very aggressively. So I took a couple of bounces. They worked, but they didn't work big. It was starting to put in like lower highs on the 5-minute. And I kept on, squeezing out a buck here, a buck there, but I was like, wow, this is something wrong. And then Tesla goes negative, right? Tesla goes negative. So then I take a shot at it on the 427 remount. That was the 5-day moving average. Surely it's going to hold the 5-day moving average or else there's going to be a problem. And I'll show you where the 5-day moving average was. So I get long off the 5-day moving average. It only goes up like 50, 60 cents. That's a big, big red flag. The last thing you want to see is a daily moving average act very, very, very heavy, right? So I get out of the trade, okay? I get out of the trade, and then we start thinking to ourselves, oh, like, guys, we're starting to see 425 puts come in. We start seeing 420 puts come in. What the hell is going on? And then I turned around and said, hey, guys, I hate to say it. I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but it's just reality. If this thing can take out the previous day's channel, this thing's a short. Ironically, today, my best trade on Tesla is not the bounces, right? Not the bounce because it was so heavy on the bounces. I shorted the previous day's channel. I even tweeted it out. I said, hey guys, watch that 425 level. I go, watch the 425 level. It could get washed. And ironically, It lost that 425 level, gave us about a $3 move very, very quickly, stopped at the next daily support, which is the 10-day moving average, and bounced. So here's kind of my thought process behind this, right? Here's my thought process behind it. And I've been getting a lot of text messages, you can imagine. Matt Whitaker was the last one. Dan, what's your thought on Tesla? Here's what I'm thinking, right? I've been doing 50-day reclaims for years and years and years, right? And I think I made a point on it in the webinar. You can have Aaron Judge, Yoshi Tani, right? Arguably the best two hitters on the planet, get a plethora of 95 mile an hour fastballs straight, right? Straight in batting practice. And they're going to knock this damn thing out of the park, right? They're going to knock it out of the park. The 95 mile an hour fastball batting practice pitch, that's the 50-day moving average, okay? However, once in a while, they'll get a pitch and they'll just foul it off, okay? And they'll just pop it up. Doesn't mean they're not going to hit the next one out. It just means something there was wrong. So I tried to, I went back to the gym. I went on the treadmill. I'm sitting there. I'm thinking, I'm walking and I'm running and I'm stair climbing, this, that, the third. And I'm thinking to myself all the possible scenarios. The only thing that I could come up with, had to come up with, there was a reload seller in the crowd. And this reload seller didn't give a crap if it was the 50-day moving average, the 10-day moving average, the 5-day moving average, whatever the case may be. They didn't care. Whether they cleaned up the gentleman or lady or unicorn or whatever the case may be, we don't know, right? They're not going to advertise, right? By the way, we just cleaned up a seller. So I'm thinking that way. Is it possible, right? Is it possible tomorrow they clean up the seller, reclaims today's channels, and the stock explodes? Yes, that's on the table, right? So I want to give it the benefit of the doubt, although it's, roughly $7 off its highs. But there's a flip side to that as well. The fact that it lost the 50-day moving average, the fact that it lost at some point the 5-day moving average, even though it reclaimed it on the close, is there a world that, hey, somebody just wants out, man, right? Somebody just wants out. It was a pretty clear sign. Again, we don't know. I'm just speculating. Somebody wants out, and now the stock is willing and able to reclaim back the recent lows. Because keep this in mind, out of all the beta mega cap technology names, this was one of the last ones to attempt to reclaim back the 50-day moving average. So I will be watching Tesla. I don't know if there's an imminent trade there tomorrow, right? Again, I was very disappointed this morning. I said, wow, it's very lackluster results for a big break. Obviously, that last short that we had off that 425, kind of salvaged the day, at least from the mental side of it, because it would have been like really, really crappy feeling to know that you've traded the one name that failed the 50-day moving average. Again, it's like Aaron Judge foul tipping a 95 mile an hour straight ball. But I definitely want to watch today's upper channel in the next couple of days. Any close above the 50-day moving average, I'll be long overnight. But again, like I said, there is a world that this thing goes right back into this whole channel here. So I will be watching today's bottom channel as well. Going into tomorrow, like I said, I think I'm a little bit delta neutral. I really am. I want to give you guys some ideas for tomorrow. And I know it's good. And again, believe me, the indexes itself, they're strong, right? So I'm talking about very individual stocks. So look at Eli Lilly. Again, big high flying name, right? Big high flying name. Lost the 5, lost the 10. If this thing confirms today's channel, you could get a move into the 20-day moving average, roughly to this 1019, 1020 area, right? Google, again, it's been just putting in lower highs, right? It's been putting in lower highs. I traded it yesterday to the downside. It's holding, right? It's just holding this 5-day EMA now, back-to-back days. If this thing loses the 5-day EMA, and we have one of these sketchy days tomorrow, and there's a little bit of weakness, kind of echoing today's move and not recovery off a lot of the mega caps, I'll be looking at Google on this 2-day range to the downside if it breaks down. Again, we'll see. We'll see. Again, we got to be prepared for the downside. So I'm definitely watching Google as well. ARWR, nice looking chart for all you guys who don't trade beta. As you can see, had a big run here, rested for the last 4 days. Keep an eye on this thing for a potential resumption. So keep an eye on that. And AMD, again, it wasn't just Tesla to let go of the 50-day moving average. It was AMD as well. Again, as you can see here, As you can see here by the pivots, and again, we didn't go through the pivots here, but you can see here by the pivots here, where was it? Yeah, AMD, right? AMD 223.50 needs to complain pre-market highs. It got above all the supply, went to 26. But you talk about a $10 reversal in AMD just on a headline, man. No substance, just on a headline, and that's not a good thing. So I will definitely keep an eye on AMD just in case it gives up this last 3-day range, which is also the 5-day moving average, just in case. Again, I just left today's day. I was satisfied, I guess, but I left today's day with an uneasy feeling in my stomach. When I get that uneasy feeling in my stomach, it's not really a gung-ho, no matter how good the indexes look, it's not really a gung-ho feeling. Again, it's not a testimony. I think the market's going to implode tomorrow. I'm just talking about individual stocks that I just talked about, the Eli Lillys, the AMD potential, maybe the Google potential. If they start losing today's channels, I will definitely be ready to the downside as well. So again, we'll figure it out. A little bit of a crazy day, actually a lot crazy day. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, we're not getting any younger, man. Market needs to chill. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless. And I'll see you on the field tomorrow.